Some episodes may contain graphic content or sensitive topics, while all episodes will consistently feature offensive language and absurd speculations from two opinionated women on a spiritual journey just trying to figure shit out. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, I'm Heather.
And I'm Sharon.
Welcome to Haven. What you got for me today?
Today we're going to dive into some Celtic mythology and talk about the Morrigan.
Okay.
So the Morrigan is a Celtic deity, and there's so much lore surrounding her. She represents many things to many people, and I'm certain that what I found probably only scratches the surface. So
okay.
To any listeners out there, if your understanding of the Morrigan differs from what I share here today, don't come for me, okay? I'm just weaving together insights from what I found and reading mythological stories.
Right.
Not claiming to hold the truth to anything here.
So, the Morrigan.
The Morrigan.
Not Morgan?
Nope. And you'll see why in a second here.
Okay.
So, the earliest mythology, it doesn't explicitly mention a goddess named the Morrigan. She's more of like a construct or a whisper. The earliest recorded mythology comes right when Celtic Christianity took over in Europe. She seems to be more of like what's written between the lines of the old text and what's been discovered in archaeology.
Okay.
Then she's been kind of given name over time, though I wasn't able to really uncover when.
Okay.
I just couldn't find any specific, this is where the term the Morrigan came from.
Okay, right.
But she is known by many titles. Phantom, Queen of War and Fate is probably one of the most popular. There's also Goddess of Death, Guardian of the Dead, the Great Goddess, and Harbinger of Death, to name a few.
Wow, a lot of death circling her.
Yeah, for sure. She's kind of like a symbol between life and death. She's actually considered to be the transporter of souls between life and death.
Oh, like a Grim Reaper?
Kinda.
Okay.
She is also a shapeshifter.
Oh,
and
shit.
she's prophetic. She often predicts the death of warriors in battle. People venerate her as a bird goddess as well as an earth goddess.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's pretty vast.
Right. She seems like she'd be pretty powerful if she can predict the future, predict your death.
Yeah.
Shapeshift. Holy cow.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff too is the polarity of light versus dark, and that kind of lines up with the life and death.
Right.
It's always interesting learning about a goddess or a god and stuff like that. They all have multiple different backstories,
Oh, yeah. Culturally, every culture has their own backstory for it. Mm-hmm.
For sure. Symbolism of the Morrigan. The biggest one is breasts.
Right, breasts?
Yeah, boobies.
Oh, boobies.
Freeze boobies.
Really?
Yeah. And that's because her breasts are said to nourish the living and regenerate the dead.
Okay, well that makes sense. A breastfeeding woman nourishes the living.
For sure.
So I guess not as much a sexual way.
Yes, yeah.
As more of a symbolic way.
Yes,
okay.
It's definitely in a symbolic way. And then the other thing too is that some claim that her breasts, they shaped the hills of County Kerry, Ireland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's very deeply tied to Ireland.
Okay.
From everything that I read through, her two main things that she's known for is battle and being prophetic with warriors' deaths and stuff like that. And then also sovereignty and kingship and stuff like that.
So was she also considered royalty or?
No, she was thought to be the embodiment of Ireland and therefore the entity that could grant kingships. And say, this is the rightful king.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, she's got a lot of power.
She does. She definitely does.
Holy cow.
So some of the archaeology that has been found, the earliest representations include bird heads, which usually a crow, the breasts, the number 3 lines in a row, which is the symbol that represents triple goddess energy.
Okay.
So this is where the Morrigan comes in.
Okay, wait. So they're fine. I can see like a little sculpture of a crow, but what are the boobs? Like, they're just, I don't understand.
I mean,
I'm thinking of those stupid, obnoxious, like, truck testicles that people put on the back of their truck. And I'm picturing something like that.
Let's literally look it up, because I also am curious, like, how did people used to, like, symbolize boobs? How did they draw boobs?
Well, you're saying drawing, or they find artifacts?
Well, both.
Oh, okay.
Like,
because that's what I'm thinking. Like,
drawn on things.
Was it a coffee cup with knockers on it?
Like, in the shape of a rack, like. Probably something similar to this, where it's like a woman's body with
I see.
Large breasts.
Sure. So, like a sculpture of a woman, but her breasts are predominant.
Yes.
Okay.
Or there's the knockers.
That's what I'm picturing. Yes. But yeah, okay, so I could see like a statue of a woman.
Or there's like this one where this woman literally has like 28 boobies.
Oh,
like,
okay.
That's interesting for sure.
That's interesting.
But yeah, so that's, I think, where the whole the Morrigan comes from, is she's considered to be the triple goddess, and in most cases, the triple goddess is thought of as 3 separate women.
Oh, like the crone.
The crone, the mother, and the maiden.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right.
And you'll see
because she's the embodiment of all 3, she's the
Morrigan.
The Morrigan. Okay. Yeah.
And she's depicted in a lot of the mythology as 3 separate women that make up like a trifecta.
Okay.
So I could see it, you know.
And we know everything we've learned too. Most things come in 3, right?
Yeah. 3 is like a repeating thing across cultures. That I've been like noticing. Mm-hmm. Some of the earliest like sculpted statues and necklaces that they found relating to the Morrigan date back to 3000 BCE.
Wow.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes. In France, Portugal, and England, archaeologists have found statues and stone slabs depicting eyes, crow beaks, vulvas, and the triple symbol. All symbols of life and death and transformation. So, I dove into a lot of mythology for this.
Okay.
I'm just going to kind of give you like a brief overview about Celtic mythology and then dive into a couple specific stories.
That relate to the Morrigan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Druids used to serve as priests, judges, healers, and lore keepers in their day, and they revered nature, cycles, and ancestral wisdom. They were the ones who would tell this mythology. It was mostly an oral tradition until the arrival of missionaries like St. Patrick began to convert the Irish. So they took the oral tradition and it was surpassed by written scripture and canon law.
Okay. So St. Patrick, that's like St. Patty's Day, St. Patrick?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know.
Is he like
very
the
much
patron saint of St. Patty, or what is, because there's different saint, like there's a patron saint of travel.
Yes. I'm not sure what he is there, but the one thing I do know about him is like he drove the snakes out of Ireland is what people say, and my understanding is that is the snakes is a metaphor for a specific type of person. So I can't say for sure what type of person it was that he ran out of Ireland. It could be the Druids, for all I know. I'm not sure.
So a quick Google search, which who knows if this is even accurate, but it says St. Patrick is known for bringing Christianity to Ireland in the 5th century, becoming the country's patron saint and being celebrated on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. I want to say what I heard is by the snakes he meant the pagans. They mean the pagans. He drove them out of Ireland.
Damn, and we all get jolly and drunk on St. Patty's Day.
Right.
It's a great holiday, but
it's a nice excuse to get drunk.
For sure. But not because he's the one that brought Christianity to Ireland. That's interesting.
Yep. So Celtic mythology is broken into cycles, the first of which is the invasion cycle. And it's in the Book of Invasions that we find the first whispers of the Morrigan. The invasion cycle documents a godlike race called I think it's Tuatha de Danann. This translates to the people of God whose mother is Dana.
Okay, Danann. I feel like we've heard that in...
We absolutely have in Voodoo and Voodoo.
Yeah, okay.
There's a couple different like ways that they say it, but it's always like Danny, Dana, Dambala.
Oh, Dambala. I do remember that.
Yes, but they, from my understanding, are all like considered to be the same thing.
Okay. So
just a different way. They all depict it slightly different.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So they're like a godlike race. They come to Ireland. She is depicted as the three daughters of Ernmis. The three sisters thought to be the embodiment of Ireland itself. Their names were Banda, Folda, and Erie, I think is how it's pronounced.
Okay.
But it's also translated into Ire. So here is where her ties to the triple goddess first begin. Each of the sisters is said to have offered their names to the Milesians, who are the final invaders of Ireland. And Erie's name was chosen, and her name became the modern Irish word for Ireland, which is Erie.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty interesting.
Ireland. Yeah, that is interesting. Holy cow.
Yeah. So this is where she's first depicted as a goddess of sovereignty, granting kingship to the land.
So these three sisters like basically put their name in a hat, and her name was picked, and they're like, it shall be Ireland now.
So, yeah, right. So they offered themselves to this like new race of people, the Milesians, and then from them she was chosen of the three of them to be the embodiment.
Oh.
So I'm not sure what happened to the other two.
Right. So. Yeah. Hopefully they got to still hang around with her.
Yeah. Right.
They didn't roast her or anything.
Can we just stay with her in the castle?
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
There's another old text called the Second Battle of Moichura, I think is how you say it. She's more clearly depicted aiding the Tuatha de Danann into battle against another race of invaders called the Fomorians. In this story, she cast a spell that stole the will and the magic of the Fomorian king and transferred it back to her own people with a war cry of victory and triumph to you, speaking to her people.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. She then gave a prophecy after the battle concluded, speaking of abundance, peace, and a land reborn through sacrifice. So what she says specifically is, quote, "The land shall be rich with banks in birdsong, gray deer before spring, and fruitful autumns. The plain shall be thronged from the hills to the shore, full and fertile. And as time runs its sharp and shadowy journey, this shall be true."
Wow.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And then in the invasion cycle, she is also mentioned as having a sexual union with a god named Dagda before battle. This is interpreted as the goddess bestowing sovereign blessings on him, declaring him as the rightful king.
Wait. So she had sex with him for, like, good luck?
Yeah.
Oh.
She has sex with him for good luck. She offers it. So it's kind of a common theme, which could very well be from the men writing the stories, that she offers herself to many warriors.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's right. Because so many women have done that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The next set of stories comes from the second cycle, which was called the Ulster cycle. The bulk of my research comes from a book called Tain Bo Cooliange, I think is how you say it.
Okay.
It translates to the cattle raid of Cooley.
Oh, the cattle raid?
Yep.
Okay.
I was super interested in all of the stories about Cuchulainn and how the Morrigan intertwined in not so subtle ways. So Cuchulainn is pretty prevalent throughout the whole Ulster cycle part of mythology.
He's part of the Celtic mythology?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because I've never heard that name. Cuchulainn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's spelled CHU as one word.
Okay.
And then the second word is CHULAINN.
Okay.
So I at first said choo-choo-lane.
Which I would have thought was acceptable.
Yeah, but Google quickly corrected me.
Okay.
To Cuchulainn.
Okay.
Cuchulainn.
Cuchulainn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he is a hero of Irish mythology. He's known as one of the greatest warriors. He was born to a mortal father, the King of Ulster, and a goddess named, I think it's Daichine. Apparently his strength was unmatched. Yeah. He's a symbol of valor and honor in battle. And when I tell you that he has many battles, it doesn't even scratch the surface. Like, this kid pretty much came out of the womb strong as shit, fighting people.
Oh my gosh. So he was like, Bam Bam.
Bam Bam, yeah. Bam Bam. Or Hercules.
Or Hercules.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. You remember the Disney Hercules? It is Disney, right? That did Hercules?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So when he's like a little baby, but he's super buff, and he has like the two snakes, and he's like bashing their heads together.
Oh my gosh. I need to watch that movie again.
That's a good one.
I haven't watched it for a very long time.
Yeah. I haven't either. I might do a full episode on Cuchulainn at some point.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because there's just so much. And I found that people kept taking the old text with the old stories and retranslating it. So there's like, as they were translated, there's different versions, and I'm just like, I want to know more, you know?
We learned that with the Bible.
Yeah.
It depends on, like, what language it's being translated in, you know? Like, it changes every time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
As Cuchulainn grows, his strength and support grows as well. And the Morrigan, she sees him as, like, a threat, but also an opportunity. So throughout the stories and the adventures that he goes on in these stories...
So they both, like, live in Ireland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's called Ulster at this time.
Okay.
Is I think how it's... Or I'm not sure if it's... I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how it works. Because Cuchulainn is... They talk a lot about him being in Ulster.
Okay.
But then when I was first reading, there was the cycles where it was
right, and the
invasion
sister
cycle.
being named was in the first cycle.
Yes.
So then you would think by the third cycle it would
be
still Ireland.
Yes, it was a major place in old school Ireland. One of the island's 4 ancient provinces. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Ulster province.
So
there we
it's
go.
still Ireland. It's just a part of Ireland.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Morrigan, like I said, she sees him as a threat and an opportunity. And throughout the stories with his battle, she can be found testing him on many occasions. The stories here kind of begin to depict the Morrigan as spiteful and vengeful in some ways.
Uh-oh.
And it definitely depends on which version of the story you're reading.
Okay.
The first story that I want to dive into is called Cuchulainn's Adventures in Shadowland. This story is when Cuchulainn is still very young. He's very young, but he's still strong and brave and full of spirit. And he decides that it's time to break out into the world and see what it has to offer him.
Okay, so I did catch earlier you referred to him as a kid.
He's a kid in a lot of the story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this one, I think he's like less than 10 years old at this, because this is a very early on story.
Okay.
But I guess kids in the old days, they did what they wanted.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was obviously no cars, no...
Yeah, right?
No guns, I mean.
Yeah.
No rap music to rock
no
their
rap
brains.
music, yeah. So, when he decides to break out into the world, quickly decides that he wants to travel to the Shadowland to visit a great woman warrior who's known as Scathe. But he did not want to travel alone, so he takes his 3 friends with him.
Are they assumably the same age?
Assumably the same age.
Okay.
And they hop on a boat that is described as bird-like. And in the story it says, in which it need not be guided or rowed, which sped at its own will across the strong-waved ocean, like the winging flights of a swift bird.
So maybe a sailboat?
Could be a sailboat.
Okay. So their parents were like, yeah.
See ya!
Go on to the water And I imagine at that time, too, going out into the open sea
Yeah.
was so unknown.
Right.
You have no idea how big it is.
And I don't know exactly where the Shadowlands geographically would be.
Right.
But, like, I would like to think that they only would allow them to go off of the island onto, like, into Scotland.
Right.
You know?
I don't know. They end up in, like, the United States, and
Right.
they're like, man, that Christopher Columbus dude, fuck him. I don't think it's safe time.
Definitely not. Definitely way before Christopher Columbus, but he's like, fuck that guy. Even
Still,
he is like, that dude's a douchebag.
He was forecasting. He had premonitions. Fuck that guy. The concept of a shadowland can appear in Irish folklore and imaginative literature often as a fantastical or spiritual place that borders the visible world.
Okay.
So, maybe this is him. Does in ancient Irish tales a hero named Cuchulainn? Because I want to say Choo Choo.
Yeah, Choo Choo Lane.
So, yeah, Choo Choo Lane. This is him then. Right, because I'm sounding it, I was like, oh, that sounds a lot like Choo Choo Lane.
Yeah.
In some ancient Irish tales, a hero named Cuchulainn is said to have journeyed to a literal shadowland, a desolate, lightless, and scorching desert.
Yes.
So it doesn't really say where it could be. It just says the Shadowlands. There's like a Shadowland ghost estate in Dublin, but that's more of a touristy place. But it doesn't really give it a geographical location.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
definitely. But that kind of makes sense with this part of the story because eventually they do get to the Shadowlands and they find a woman warrior, but it's not Scathe.
Oh.
So they decide they're going to stay with her and train anyways. So they stay with her for a year and a day. And it is described as a gloomy and sad place.
Oh, no.
And Cuchulainn does not like that. He's still just a child, you know? So one day, he's walking by the ocean, kicking rocks, writing his name in the sand, when suddenly this huge shadow-like man materializes next to him and sits on the shore. The shadow man asks him why he's still here, and he says, well, I'm learning about battles and heroism from Denel, which is the name of the warrior.
Mm-hmm.
So the shadow guy's like, nah, man, Denel's weak. You gotta go and see Scathe. She dwells over in the eastern world. So he's like, yeah, we've heard of her. And the shadow guy's like, yeah, I bet you have. And Cuchulainn asks him to tell him how to find her. And the shadow says, quote, never will I tell you a word about it to the end of time. At which point, Cuchulainn throws a curse at the man, and the shadow disappears. Like, he's literally like...
Well, why even bring it up?
That's what I'm saying.
Why be
He's
like, hey, go check this lady out, but I ain't going to tell you where she is.
Yes,
What
and
the hell kind of shit is that?
He says something along the lines to the shadow of, like, I hope that one day you need somebody's help, and the person that you ask for help is just as unhelpful as you are.
Right. So, I don't want to get sidetracked, but I'm just kind of looking at a map.
Okay.
And there's Ireland, and then, like, the United Kingdom, and then down below, kind of like France, Spain, Portugal, and then it goes into Morocco, Algeria, Africa. So I'm wondering if the desert part could possibly be Africa.
Well, but Africa...
Or
well, there is,
Portugal?
like, isn't that where the Sahara Desert is?
I do not know that for sure, but I think so. Zimbabwe's Madagascar, Tanzania, Kenya, Ethiopia, Sudan. That would probably be the closest, because across the Atlantic Ocean would be Greenland or Iceland, and that ain't it.
No.
And then up, I'm assuming that's north. It would be Norway and Sweden.
Yeah.
So it would have to be something south.
Something south.
So it would have to be something...
I guess it could be Africa. I think I just think of Africa more of, like, dense forest.
Oh, really? No, and when I think of Africa, I think of a very dry, desolate, open area that's just dry for days.
Okay. I think the Sahara Desert is in Africa.
Okay, we're going to look right now.
Because the Amazon rainforest is also, it takes up the majority of Africa,
It's in northern Africa. So basically the top
Oh, the Sahara?
section of,
Oh, okay, then yeah.
of Africa is the Sahara Desert.
that
So
is
you're
what it
right.
is.
So that, I think he maybe was in the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
If they went there. And that's really far away from Ireland, if you think about
He's
it.
like a 10-year-old kid.
For like 4 of them
Yeah.
on a sailboat.
Right.
Oh my goodness. That to me feels like where they would have went, but I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
Okay. All right.
So he throws the curse at the man, and then the phantom just literally disappears. And then the next morning, he's made up his mind. So he goes to his 3 friends, and he says, will you please come? I don't know if he was in the Shadowlands, because he asked them again to search for the Shadowlands.
So wait, you think maybe they got to the desert part and they thought they were in the Shadowlands?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. That could be it, because Scathe lives in the Shadowlands. And he hasn't found her, so he's not there yet.
Oh, he's not there yet. He's
but
in the
I
desert.
bet you where he is probably the first step to getting there. Now he's crossed the big sea, or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, the Atlantic Ocean.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Holy hell, this kid.
So he asked his friends to go and search again with him, and unfortunately, the phantom had appeared to all 3 friends in the night and showed them images of their homes burning and their families screaming.
Wait, the same person that told him that he could find her but didn't want to tell her where?
So they don't know that, but they said a phantom came to them in the night.
Okay.
And showed them these terrible images. So they wished him luck in finding Scathe, but they said that they were all headed back home to check on their families and stuff. Kukulkan is sure that this is the same phantom that was messing with him the night before. And he saw this as an attempt to ensure that he would go in search of the Shadowlands alone and die.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm not real sure if that is what the phantom meant to do. I think the phantom is the Morrigan testing him.
So you think that,
Yeah.
like taunting him about finding the other lady and then making his friends have nightmares so they are
they'll
scared.
leave him.
So they'll leave him alone.
Yeah.
Because she is a shapeshifter.
Yep. And she's called the Phantom Queen.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I think you may be right.
Yeah. The other part that I thought was maybe a little bit Morrigan-esque, I guess,
Okay.
is the fact that they described the boat as bird-like, and it seemed to, like, float on its own. And
yeah, and relics of her.
yeah. But I also think that maybe they had no idea what a fucking sailboat was.
Well,
like,
yeah, I'm
definitely-
sure they probably had, like, an old beat-up rag and were like, oh, look at it, catches the wind, hold it up.
It's magic!
Like, yeah. You know, like, I'm sure they didn't know, like, we know modern sailboat.
Yeah.
They weren't, like, on poles and something.
Right,
but,
right.
You know, I'm sure they probably, I mean, where did the flag originate? So they might have had, like, their hometown flag on it, which then they realized, oh, that can help wind.
Yeah,
and, you
very
know,
true,
who
very
knows?
true.
I don't know the history of sailboats.
Right.
And that's something I'm not going to Google.
No. So eventually, our hero does make it to Scathe's location, but then he has to overcome another challenge. He eventually finds out she lives on, like, this, it's kind of like an island, but it's got, like, a canyon surrounding it.
Okay.
All the way around, and the canyon is filled with monsters.
So like a moat?
Yes.
Full of monsters? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
There's one bridge from the mainland over to Scathe's house. So the warriors that were worthy to train with her had to make it over this bridge, but you couldn't just walk over it. You had to, like, leap onto, like, halfway and then make one more leap to the island, because otherwise the whole bridge would collapse in and you would go into the pit with the monsters.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he falls a bunch of times into the pit, but he's strong as shit, so he just fights the monsters off, gets back to the shore.
Oh my
or,
gosh.
You know, to the one side of the canyon and tries again.
And so, is it a great distance or a small distance?
I mean, it seems to be pretty significant. Like, a normal man can't jump halfway and then jump again. It's definitely, he's got, like, the god
Okay, his
the goddess.
superpowers.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So that is what he does eventually is he makes one leap to the middle and then one more leap and he ends up on Skaith's door. So she finds him worthy. He trains with her for a year and a day.
Wait. He was with the other person for a year and a day.
I know. Yeah. So that seems to be a pretty common theme, a year and a day. Also, hand fasting is a tradition that is thought to be you do it a year and a day before your marriage.
Oh, that's where you're putting the ribbon around your hands, right?
Yep.
I wonder what the significance of a year and a day is.
I'm not real sure.
Huh.
So she finds him worthy. He trains with her for a year and a day. And she is so impressed with him that she teaches him something that she'd never taught another soul. It's called in the story the body spear. It ends up being a weapon that he uses many times to get out of a tight spot. They don't really necessarily explain what it is. It seems like the magical weapon that comes out of his literal body.
What?
Yeah.
He can manifest a fireball, or he can manifest a sword?
Yeah, he can manifest a spear.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So he's magic too then.
Yeah. Well, Skaith is magic. Because Skaith gives him this.
She gives him this ability to be able to do this.
Yes.
Okay.
And it ends up saving his life a lot. When he leaves Skaith's service, she bids him farewell. And this is where they reveal that she's also a seer. She knows what the future has in store for Kukulkan. And I want to read to you exactly what she prophesizes when he's leaving.
Okay.
Because it's pretty interesting.
Awesome. So real quick, a year and a day represents a full cycle of time, a threshold of change, or a legal time frame.
Okay. So I guess, I wonder if it literally is just because with Celtic mythology especially, it's extremely tied to the Sabbats and the turning of time as a cycle and how, because that's how you grow food and you know what I'm saying? It was how they survived. Yeah. So they equated everything to that time frame.
So in Celtic, Norse, and Wiccan traditions, it symbolizes completeness, transformation, and the nurturing of growth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Crazy.
That is.
Why is it a year and a day?
Yeah.
You can't go 6 months.
Right. As Kukulkan is leaving Skaith, she says the following to him. Blessing and health go with thee, victorious hero, champion of the kine of Bray, chariot chief of the two-horsed chariot, beloved hero of the gods, perils await thee. Alone before the foe I see thee stand, fighting against a multitude, fighting thine own companion and friend. Red from many conflicts are thy warriors' weapons. By thee men and champions will fall. The warrior of Connaught and of Maeve, the host of Allele and of Fergus scattered before the world. The hound of Ulster will be renowned. At his death will the glory of Ulster fail. The glory of Erin will depart from her. Farewell, farewell, Kukulkan. So the Hound of Ulster is his official title. So it's kind of like she bestows this title upon him.
Okay. The Hound of Ulster. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and she basically says, you're going to kill a lot of people. Your weapons are going to be bloody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Finally, as he's leaving, he comes across this huge gray horse, and he describes it in the story as being phantom-like. He hops on its back, and after quite some time, he's able to tame the steed, and he keeps it. He calls her the Gray Matcha, and then as he's petting this steed and, making it like him a little more, this black horse just comes walking right up to him. So he leaves Skaith with 2 horses.
So it's not the Morrigan tricking him? Being a shapeshifter?
I do believe that the Gray Matcha is a play off of the Morrigan because there's another story where Matcha is one of 3 sisters and she's the Morrigan. They're the Morrigan. So that was the first story. I think that there was a couple different spots where I thought maybe the Morrigan was a part of it, like the bird-like boat.
Right.
but mostly the Phantom.
For sure the Phantom.
And then
So you don't think she's the horse, because she's a shapeshifter.
I think she could be the horse, but the one thing I do know is that the horse stays with him. So Skaith said something about the two-charioted horse.
Yeah, she did.
Or the two-horse chariot or whatever. And
so that was a prediction of her, him finding the two horses.
Yeah, I think so. I also think that Skaith is the Morrigan. I think that Skaith was the Phantom, and the whole thing that happened before he met Skaith was her testing him to see if he was worthy.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah. Because then, I mean, she sees, everything says that she sees opportunity with him.
Right.
So she's training him because she wants him to go out and be a great warrior.
Right. And he's still a young boy.
Mm-hmm.
And Hercules had a horse, right? A Pegasus.
Yeah, he had a Pegasus.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was the first one. Also, one of my favorite ones, I think.
Yeah.
I really liked that one.
That's interesting.
The second story, it comes a little bit later, but he's still like a child at this point. I assume at this point he's probably like a teenage boy, you know?
Okay.
So this story occurs as a result of Queen Maeve's grasp for power. That name has been used in a lot of different things, specifically with like the Fae. I've seen her called the Fae Queen of the Winter Court.
Oh,
and she's pretty prevalent.
I'm not really familiar very much with like Fae culture, I guess. I don't know even what to say.
The
like
fairies.
I'm not that's not something I've ever really gotten into.
Yeah.
So I've never really directed my interest. The most I've ever seen is the vampire show.
Vampire show.
Yeah, if you're a fangbanger. Oh, what is it called?
True Blood.
True Blood.
True Blood, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, remember Suki.
Suki, yep.
Is a fairy. So that storyline is probably the only storyline that I have any familiarity with a fairy.
Yeah.
Like I haven't read any books.
Okay.
I haven't done anything, so I'm not.
Yeah, so definitely.
It's not something that's familiar to me.
I have read tons of fantasy fiction about fairies.
Right.
But never looked into the actual idea of fairies until like semi-recently, and even then I've just heard certain things. So like I know some people think of the fairies as being like dragonflies, butterflies, fireflies, stuff like that. It's mostly I think insects that like are kind of integral to like the natural cycles of nature and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely something I would look more into.
Right.
But all I know is all the fake shit that they make up in all the shows.
And that's,
you know?
that's what I know.
Yeah.
And I do know that, researching through all the topics we've talked about, I've seen things about fairies, how people just say, like, you gotta leave something for them, and I know that there's certain areas, certain countries that really believe
Ireland is one of them.
Oh, they do. Okay, like they set on certain days, like set something out
milk,
for them.
Yeah,
yeah.
A lot of times it's milk, but I want to say I've also seen like sweet cakes and money.
Okay,
and stuff like but I think Ireland and Scotland is probably the most prevalent culture that they still today believe in fairies.
Yes, and one of them, I don't know if it's Ireland, Scotland, I don't know what, but it's a European country, but like they also believe in trolls.
Yeah,
like,
because it's all Celtic over there.
Yeah.
All of Europe was Celtic.
Yeah.
So, till they were wiped out by Christianity, man.
Right?
Just like
that
everybody
fucking
else.
St. Patrick, man. What the hell?
Yep. Him and Christopher Columbus could suck a dick.
Suck a dick.
So this second story is called The Fight with Spits of Hollywood. And it's not like Hollywood in California.
Okay.
It's like,
I was like, Hollywood?
I think my depiction of it in my mind, at least, is like Christmas holly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Maeve is grasping for power. She's a mortal queen, and she's eager to prove that her wealth can match that of her husband. She's also depicted as a very spiteful, vengeful woman.
Kind of like royalty?
Her husband is a king of one of the other provinces.
Okay, so
Ireland.
then technically they're royalty.
Yep.
Because they don't have, like, presidents and senate like we do. They have
Yeah.
kings, queens.
Yep.
Okay.
So she leads a military campaign into Ulster to steal Don Coolidge, which starts a war and pits her men against Cuchulainn as the Hound of Ulster. She cuts a deal with him, and basically what he says is, listen, I'm down to fight all your warriors, but you have to send them to me one per day, and I'll fight them, and as long as you provide me the provisions that I need to stay strong to do so honorably.
Okay.
So she agrees that she would provide him food, and she would send him a warrior each day to try to kill him. And as long as he was able to beat her warrior, she was not able to come into Ulster.
What?
Yeah. He, at this point in the story, has fought her champions for 114 days.
Fucking 114 days?
104. So that's what, like...
That's over
almost,
3 months.
Yeah.
3 months is 90 days.
Almost 4 months, yeah. And she was not always keeping her word and sending the food either.
Oh, that bitch.
Right. So one of her greatest warriors, he's named in the story, but I didn't write it down because I don't care about him. But so he was an older man, and he was refusing to fight Cuchulainn because he was too young. And this warrior felt that fighting him would bring him dishonor. So Maeve eventually offers him marriage to her daughter and, like, vast lands, and so he's, like, convinced to go against him.
What's all that going to do for you if you're dead?
Well, he doesn't think that Cuchulainn's gonna kill him. He thinks this dude's a child. I'm not gonna go and fight him and cut him down because it won't be an honorable battle for me. It'll be a stain against my reputation.
Oh, okay.
He's more concerned about his honor, which is common with Irish warriors.
Well,
and,
yeah,
know.
they definitely were a lot more honorable than...
Yeah.
But, okay, so he thinks he's going to go there to Cuchulainn and be like, look at me, I'm an honorable man. I'm not going to fight you.
Yeah. So, but eventually she offers him all this stuff, and he's like, okay, fine, I'll do it.
Of course.
But he
dangle
refuses.
the lady.
Yeah, dangle the lady. So he agreed, but he refuses to don armor or pick up a sword against what he considers to be a child warrior. So instead, he goes and picks 9 spits of Hollywood, and he sharpens them into fine points with the fire.
Like spears? I'm thinking of Jeepers Creepers, you know, the thing that they threw into the tire? The thing made of, like, skin and bone. I'm so sorry.
No,
that's what I'm picturing.
That's kind of what I'm picturing, too, to be completely honest. So he finds Cuchulainn, and he begins to stalk him, and what Cuchulainn is doing is playing and prancing around with a group of blackbirds.
Because he's a kid.
Because he's a kid.
So he's outside playing.
And he's probably
a
trying
group
to
of blackbirds.
catch... Yeah, yes. But he's also probably trying to catch one to eat if she's not feeding him.
Right? Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure, yeah, he's probably a hunter-gatherer.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
A group of blackbirds. As he's playing, though, he notices that this man is stalking him. But he pretends like he doesn't. And he just continues to go about his day. So this warrior throws his spits one by one at Cuchulainn. And he simply, like, skips out of the way of every single one.
So wait. He made the little Jeepers Creepers things?
No, the other warrior.
Not Cuchulainn.
Not Cuchulainn.
Okay.
The other warrior. Because
okay.
he's like, this is more honorable.
I'm going to throw these at him.
I'm going to throw these at him and he'll just fall
Instead
over because he's a 12-year-old or whatever.
I'm going to throw this and hit him from behind. That's more honorable.
Yes, for real.
Good grief. Okay.
Yeah. So, and this part is fucking hilarious. So he throws all of them and now he's out. So he decides to go back to Maeve. And when he goes back, he's boasting all over town that Cuchulainn was a coward who wouldn't fight him.
Oh, wrong move, dude.
Yeah.
Wrong move. I don't even know how the story goes, but I know this is a wrong move.
Hell yeah.
What a dummy.
So, when word reaches Cuchulainn, he's like, Have you people forgotten that I refuse to fight any man who does not come fully equipped and ready to face me? He didn't try to fight me. He played some childish games. But tell that weak bitch to catch me outside on the morrow like a man with a sword in his hand.
It's coming from a kid.
Yeah, and I ad-libbed that, obviously, but that was the gist of it.
The whole catch me outside was, really where you had me.
Right? Can you imagine reading that in like an old school book? The warrior does go back to meet Kukulkan, and as he approaches, Kukulkan is like standing kind of like up against his chariot, and he's like, "So are you Kukulkan?" And Kukulkan says, "Well, what if I am?" And he's like, "Well, if you are, I've come to tell you that I'm not going to fight you because I refuse to fight a beardless child." And Kukulkan's like, "Oh, well, it's all right. It's not me. You can find the man that you seek over that nearby hill." So once the warrior heads off, Kukulkan turns back to his carriage, a blackbird perched nearby, and he requests that his charioteer help him apply blackberry jam to his face.
What?
He says, quote, "For no warrior of fame will fight me because I have no beard." So they took sheep's wool and blackberry juice, and they made a little beard and put it on his face.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I was like, that's fucking genius.
Right.
So as soon as this false beard is on, the hero goes into a battle fury. A change comes over his face, and his boyish youth dissipates and is replaced by a stern, ferocious look. His stature grows, and his form is enlarged. Boy becomes man.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Obviously, when he goes up to meet the warrior, it takes him, like, no time at all to cut this fucker down.
Right. Yeah, sure. Now, I mean, he's now a man, and he's that powerful as a child.
Yeah.
He's quadruple powerful as a man.
Yeah. Well, and then, you know how, like, the old stories are, like, this dude's been cut down, he's, like, on the ground bleeding out, and meanwhile he's like, "Oh, the great Kukulkan has slain me."
Yeah, like, oh, really? You guys can still talk?
Yeah, exactly.
What's that again? I didn't hear you.
Yeah,
you know?
right? Say my name, bitch! Oh, God. Yeah, so I think the symbolism of the Morrigan in this story is a little bit less direct. But, like, this seemed to be, like, a key milestone in his journey, where now he's a man, and incorporations of the blackbirds is what made me think that she had something to do with him transitioning to a man.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I know when you said, like, he was playing with them, I thought of her, but I was like, would she manifest as one single bird or a flock of birds? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I did think of that.
Well, and she even, I don't know, I guess she could have been a flock of birds based on some of the stories about her, but also she could have been one bird in the flock.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
That then went back and sat on his chariot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, definitely interesting.
Mm.
So, the last one is the death of Kukulkan. She's, like, probably most predominantly known from these stories. And there's multiple versions, so I'm just going to give you what I got here.
Okay.
So, towards the end of his story, Maeve she's able to find and manipulate his son into agreeing to fight against him.
Wait, Kukulkan's son?
Yes.
Okay. So, he's overnight, in a single moment, become a man,
Mm-hmm.
but now we're approaching his death. So
Yes.
years have passed?
Years have passed now.
And he's still fighting someone every day.
Yes.
And she's still supposedly providing food.
Supposedly, yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I'm not real sure how long he was fighting, but it was a long time.
Like decades.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for him to even have a child.
Yeah, and I believe he's got many children.
Okay.
But
as many people did back then.
Yeah, and like this child, it seemed like he didn't know that he had another child out there. it was a situation where he had slept with a woman and left.
Oh, come on, man. I liked you.
Well, he's a great warrior.
I like you.
He's
I
traveling,
guess. I guess. I'd let a great warrior stick it to me back in the day. For
Fucking
sure.
A. But I believe that's what it was, and then she got pregnant and just
Probably never saw him again.
Yeah.
To be like, let me get word out.
Right.
Gosh.
Yeah, so it wasn't until his son was standing right in front of him and he seen the likeness that he was like, that's my child.
Well, how does he know it's his child and not the Morrigan shapeshifting like his child?
I believe it was just that sense. It's not the Morrigan.
Oh,
it
okay.
is his child.
Okay.
But just that, I don't know, just that kind of like sense of like, that's my child. You know? Especially if he looks like him.
Sure.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I assume.
Yeah, okay.
But either way, he ends up having to kill him. He kills his own son.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and that was in the chapter before this one in the story. So at the beginning of this story, he's grieving heavily and surrounded by enemies because now Maeve's armies are pushing in. We're coming to the end of this conflict one way or another.
I just don't understand. Why didn't you just give up, lady?
Right.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, there's no more volunteers. Who's dumb enough to volunteer to go fight him after a decade of him killing someone every single day? Really? Who's going to belly up to the table like, okay, cool, I'll do it.
Right.
Like, so she's got to be forcing people into her army.
Yeah.
To do this.
Oh, for sure.
Give it up, lady.
Yep, and I think she's finally starting to realize, too, that, like, okay, this isn't working anymore. Like, I'm never going to get what I want going along with this plan. So she starts approaching with more than just one champion a day.
You know, the population wasn't that big back then either. So you're literally probably getting people from other lands and other countries.
Oh, I'm sure.
To fight.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, legends in other countries have heard, and guys are like, oh, I'll go fight that kid.
Oh, yeah.
Get a wife in a castle.
Right.
You know?
Now it's like this, like, popular thing to do where it's like, are you going to go and fight Kukulkan? I'm going to grow up and go fight Kukulkan.
Yeah.
Like,
when I turn 8, I'm going to go fight Kukulkan.
Yeah.
You know, like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So he's kind of starting to struggle now, at least internally.
Mm-hmm.
And Maeve sends out messengers to stir up strife in Ireland as he's fighting. He's been harassed and pursued by his own people at this point, and it's like he can't even get a moment's rest anymore.
Well, I'm sure he's got to watch his back all the time.
Yeah.
If literally someone is coming to kill you every single day,
mm-hmm.
you don't. It's not like they're showing up at 9 a.m. and
right.
you know what to expect.
Yeah.
That's got to be an awful existence to be watching your back.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Right. Well, and at this time now he's married.
Oh,
and he adores his wife. It's so
Aww.
cute the way that he talks about her in the story. He loves her so much.
Aww.
But so she is like, okay, guy, you have done enough for this place. Like, you need to think about yourself. I'm having visions of you dying.
Right.
Please just retire. Give this up. You know, like, Maeve's not following through with her end of the deal. She's moving her troops in. Give it up. Right. You know. And he agrees. And he goes with her. And it says, like, the rest of his family into hiding. And I read specifically, like, his brothers, his brother-in-law. So it seems like a pretty big family he's got around him. But in the midst of all this is where we meet the Morrigan.
The Morrigan?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
A triad of shape-shifting war goddesses come to instigate chaos.
So not the Morrigan.
It's the Morrigan.
It's the Morrigan.
Mm-hmm. This is, to me, I think where it came from. The Morrigan.
Oh, you think this is where the name came from?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In Eleanor Hull's translation of the stories, it tells of Maeve sending 3 misshapen goblin witches to find a weapon to kill Kukulkan. They eventually end up finding it, and then when they go back to Maeve, she demands that they shift into beautiful women and lure him out from his seclusion where he rests with his family. However, when they go to find Kukulkan, he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, because he went into hiding.
Yeah, they have no idea where to find him. So one of the witches transforms into a raven, and she goes up searching for Kukulkan. She finds him at a pleasure house.
Is a pleasure house what I think it is?
Yeah, a pleasure house is what you think it is.
Okay. Oh, boy.
I believe that's where he lived with his family.
At the pleasure house?
At the pleasure house. From the way that the rest of this plays out, that's the way it seems.
Maybe. Maybe.
And when I read that part and then, like, all the stuff about his wife, have you ever watched Outlander?
I have. Mm-hmm.
I was like, this dude is Jamie Fraser. Like, 'cause there's a point in there where him and Claire, like, live at a brothel.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I think I remember that. Because I've only watched the first couple seasons of that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
So when the raven finds Kukulkan, she begins to whisper in his ear that Ulster is burning while he's just sitting around. So for days, he's stalked by phantoms and visions of destruction. Finally, the three witches, they cast spells to bring in the tide, and huge waves begin to roll over the pleasure house. So he goes rushing out to protect his wife and other occupants, and his horse appears to him. So when he tries to mount his horse, he drops his weapon, and it's considered, to him, he sees it as a foreshadowing omen that he's going to die if he goes into battle. And he also describes that the horse is crying blood.
What?
Yeah.
His trusty horse?
The Grey Matcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
While this is all going on, the witches are filling his head with vision after vision of terrible things. So I saw, like, visions of Ulster burning. He was having an entire situation play out where warriors came in and grabbed his wife by her hair and threw her across the field and, like, started beating on her and, like, all this crazy shit. So he's like, well, I gotta go, and I have to go into battle. And so as he's traveling into battle, he's in his chariot with his horses and his charioteer. He comes across a washwoman by the stream.
A washwoman?
Yeah. The waters ran crimson with blood from the clothes that she is washing in the river as she weeps. His carriage driver...
Wait, what's a washwoman? Like just...
Washing clothes.
Just a lady that washes people's clothes?
Yeah.
So she's washing out people's bloody clothes?
Yeah.
In the river?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so the carriage driver sees this, and he's like, hell nah, not today, Satan. And he turns the carriage around. And Kukulkan is like, bro, what are you doing? And he says to Kukulkan that this washwoman is the daughter of the goddess of grim war. She wrings the garments of the slain or those about to die. And he says, can't you see those are your clothes that she's washing? But Kukulkan says, even if he goes to his death, he must go. Honor till the end. For all these fucking guys, man.
So she's not just an average lady washing people's clothes.
No, she's an omen of his death.
Holy shit. Washing his clothes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So he knows he's gonna die, and he goes anyways, and they kill him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What an awful way to die.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, you think about back in the day how young people were when they died. I mean, they died very young.
Oh,
He
yeah.
could be like 25 right now.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Probably.
And
He
have
probably
20
is.
kids. Like, who knows? Like,
And he probably feels like he's an old retired person for how many battles he's had to fight, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is.
So there is another version of Kukulkan's death that is a little bit different, and it talks about the Morrigan appearing as a beautiful woman to Kukulkan, like in his war tent, and offering herself to him.
Oh, trying to seduce him?
Yeah. And he's like, nah, bitch. Not interested. And she gets really offended. And she says, so it's like 3 things that she says, like, the next time I see you, I'm going to turn into an eel and slither in between your legs and sting you or something. And he's like, well, if you turn into an eel, I'm going to snap your ass in half. And then she's like, I'm going to turn into a bird and peck your eyes out. And, like, he gives a retort. And there's 3 of them total. So then he goes into battle against Maeve's soldiers. And all 3 of those animals that she said she was going to turn into, they intercede. And he does all 3 things he said he was going to do back to her, to those 3 animals. But he's distracted by having to fight the animals and ends up getting skewered by a warrior.
Oh. So, who's the second version? Was a man?
Yes, that version was a man writing it.
And the first version was a woman.
Yes.
That translated it, or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely interesting to see how different translators translated it.
Absolutely. I was trying to, like, bring up a picture of him.
Uh-huh.
To see, like, because I'm picturing, like, this really hot, like, Viking-looking dude.
Right, me too.
But, you know, back in that day, they didn't have cameras. They definitely had some oil paintings and...
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know.
Not
I mean,
your
he was
type.
probably hot for back in the day. He was probably super, super hot. Not my type.
Yeah. So those are the 3 stories that I came up with.
Wow.
And then I just wanted to talk a little bit about, like, the Morrigan today. Because she lives on in many people who honor her all the time as a living deity. Witches and spiritual seekers connect with her through ritual and divination. She's a symbol drawn on by activists and feminists because of her strong ties to ideas of resistance, setting boundaries, and empowerment.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
She is a popular source to lean on for those who are trying to navigate trauma, reclaim their self-authority, and confront injustice. She is the picture of a fierce woman and considered to have been demonized as the stories have continued to be rewritten and translated by scribes over centuries. If you wanted to make an offering to the Morrigan, you could leave crow feathers, red wine, iron blades or other weapons, or blood red candles.
Oh.
Some people set up, like, full altars to her, and these would include imagery of ravens, battlefields, sovereign-type symbols like thrones or crowns.
Okay.
And then many honor her as a warrior, some as a connection to the land and ancestral ties. So as I was doing my research, I came across a couple of really cool locations that are thought to maybe be tied to the Morrigan.
Okay.
And so I wanted to tell you a little bit about those because maybe we can visit them one day.
Oh, that would be great.
Right? So the first one is in Newgrange, Ireland. There is a remarkable megalithic passage tomb. It is a kidney-shaped building that is built of white quartz nestled into the hillside. This ancient structure features triple spirals, stone basins, and sacred geometry, all of which may echo the shape-shifting triple goddess aspect of the Morrigan.
Oh.
Yeah. It's believed to have been a place of great importance, a temple or a gathering site, possibly reserved for powerful and influential figures. And here's the kicker. It was built around 3200 BC. That's long before the Celts ever even arrived in Ireland. So while the Morrigan herself may not have been worshipped there, many believe that the symbolism found at Newgrange lends weight to her lore, suggesting that her mythic roots might run much deeper than we currently expect.
Okay.
And the part that's just too cool not to share about this place, during the winter solstice, the rising sun aligns perfectly with the tomb's entrance, so the inner chamber is flooded with light.
Oh.
It's just kind of crazy how precise that shit was built.
I know, yeah. What
like, it blows my mind.
Oh, shit, I can't think of the name of it. But oh my gosh, the stones.
Oh, the Stonehenge.
The Stonehenge.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, just like that. They're huge boulders. What the hell?
Yes.
That's crazy. And this is like, let me see the picture. It's like built into the ground. So it's like one of those earth homes or
yeah,
like,
it
kind
looks like a hobbit home.
Okay, that's what it is. a hobbit home.
That's what it looks like, at least, except the crystal on these walls is so pretty.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to go and see this. And then here's the spirals.
Oh, yeah.
So, and we'll post these pictures for the listeners in the show notes as well.
And the spirals, you have to think of that time, too.
Yeah.
How long those spirals took
Oh, God.
to be engraved in that stone.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have fancy tools.
Right, they're doing that shit with a chisel. Yeah.
You know?
I like this picture with the roof where you can see it's like a hill.
Oh, yeah, there's like grass, which reminds me of those houses that even today people live in that are like half in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cool.
That is really cool.
So then the other place, it is in County Roscommon. This place is called the Cave of Owaynagat.
Owaynagat?
Yeah. It's known as the Cave of the Cats.
Of the cats?
Yeah.
Meow. Okay.
Meow, meow.
Meow, meow.
Unlike the sunlit grandeur of Newgrange, this is a narrow, thorn-lined passage that's carved into the earth, leading into a limestone chamber beneath the Rathcroggan complex. Its entrance is marked by ancient Ogham stones, and on one of these stones is written, Frake, son of Maeve.
Oh.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Son of Maeve.
Yeah. So the cave is raw, earthen, and intimate. It's thought to be where the veil thins between our world and the underworld, and myth suggests that this is where the Morrigan lived.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me see what that looks like. Do you have a picture of that?
I do. So I don't know if I would... I'm not sure if I would go in here. Because this one's a hole in the ground is how you enter.
You enter...
Oh, fucking...
You almost have to, like, belly crawl.
Yeah, it's very
into
small.
How did they even find out that this was a cave?
I'm not sure.
Maybe a cat came out of it one day and they were like, what's up?
Right, because I also have no idea why it's called the Cave of Cats.
Yeah.
That's
like
I
a
didn't
hole. Like,
yeah, I didn't research too much into it, but even like it's not marked.
Right.
Here lies the Cave of Cats.
Right.
You have to kind of go searching for it, and like you can go in there, but
I don't think I could do that.
Oh no, it's pretty small.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe it's just a bad picture because here, this looks a little different, and you can see that's going up.
Right.
You can see the sun coming in there. So maybe it's not as tight as it seems to be.
That still seems pretty tight to me.
But I don't know.
I don't think that would be on my bucket list of places to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's too claustrophobic. I don't think I could.
Yeah, because like
I could do it.
Once you get in, it's tall. Like you can stand up, and it's like all limestone. But to get in there would be a little cramped.
No, thank you.
Right.
I know you would love to do like the catacombs.
I would love to do the
but they're not cramped like that.
I mean, not the legal way to get in.
Well, we don't have to do everything the illegal way here. But yeah, I mean, the legal way to get in is big open space and you know, there's designated walking areas.
Yeah,
and
like I believe you can go down in like a fucking elevator or some shit.
Yeah,
you know?
But I know like there's explorers that go in like the back way and then you see other shit, but yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do all that.
I think I would be way too fucking scared to get lost in there because there's stories of the tunnels down there like shifting around and people leave like glow sticks as markers for how to get back and then like their shit is moved around.
Well, I'm sure for one, you have to carry like a flashlight or some kind of light with you because it's pitch black down there.
Hell yeah.
And that's got to be disorientating alone.
Yeah, for sure.
So you could think that there's two tunnels, but really it's only one tunnel and the other is casting a shadow.
Yeah.
And then you could confuse yourselves like, no, we turned after the second tunnel.
Right. And I think about like, if I were to be in there, I would automatically be worried about getting lost.
Yeah.
So I think I would be too
I would
like
pay
in
for the
my
guide.
head.
Yep.
And then I'd be like, wait. I put that glow stick over there.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, okay, now I'm fucking lost.
Yeah.
You know?
I would definitely want to do it with a tour guide.
Yeah,
There's
for sure.
no way I would. No.
Yeah.
It's definitely cool stuff that you see, like urban explorers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, but yeah, that's not for me.
No, I'll just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Matt Rife can go back in there.
Yeah. Well, that was, I mean, really interesting. I haven't really read a lot of, like, Celtic mythology or, like I said, the fairies. Like, that's just not something that the direction I've ever read in.
Yeah.
Or researched in. So that was a really interesting topic that you brought.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do some more. I like all kinds of mythology. Mm-hmm. And now as an adult, I have brain power, I guess, to, like, make connections that I wasn't as a child.
Sure.
You know? Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting kind of diving in as an adult and seeing how, like, my ideals differ.
I kind of think that Cuchulainn is going to somehow be associated to actual Hercules in Greek mythology.
Yeah, yep, it's Greek.
So I think they're somehow connected.
Yeah,
like,
because
I think he becomes Hercules in Greek mythology ultimately.
So Hercules was a half mortal, half god.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that would definitely make sense. And the Pegasus and the horse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Being strong at such a young age.
Yeah.
Like, I really think that he morphed into Hercules.
Right.
And that's something more familiar to us as Hercules.
And it kind of makes me wonder if there was a person, maybe not exactly what's written in the stories, but if there was a person that everybody knew that has now, like, as different cultures retold the stories to their families,
sure,
it morphed into a more specific to their culture type thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a connection there.
Yeah.
For sure. That was a great topic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing.
No problem. That's my name. Yeah, but so we will put in the show notes, we'll put all the pictures and the sources so that if you guys want to go and read some more of Cuchulainn's stories, you know where to look.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening. We appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.
If you have any topic suggestions, please feel free to share them with us at hexhavenpodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like more Hexhaven content before our next episode releases, please check out our Patreon.